So today, I want to speak directly to that part of you that still feels like you need to perform to be accepted, that feels like you need to be polished in order to be respected, and that feels like being seen is something that you must qualify for. You don't, and you never did. Let's get into it. So, we've talked about joy and we've talked about safety, but both of those things begin to fall apart when we feel like we have to earn our place in the room. Being seen is not a reward. It's not something that you hustle toward. It's a human need, and it's something that you're already worthy of right here, right now. So here's the truth. I'm going to share a little bit about me, okay? So the truth is, I spent years chasing visibility. Now, this is not something that I ever would have admitted to anyone out loud. To be honest, I had a really hard time admitting it to myself. But I chased visibility, and not in a superficial way, but because I wanted to be known. I wanted to feel valued, rather. And I thought if I kept showing up, if I worked harder, if I performed, if I smiled longer, that eventually someone would look at me and say, I see you, you matter, and I appreciate what you are contributing to our organization. For most of us in these high functioning roles, for women, especially Black women in corporate America spaces, we often do not get that verbal statement letting us know how much we're appreciated and how much we matter. We're looking for it in those spaces, whether or not we're able to admit it to ourselves because we have sacrificed a lot. We're not going to always find it there. That's the hard truth that I had to learn. And that was also something that I had to acknowledge and accept within myself, that I was even seeking it in the first place. What I found is that the more I hustled for it, the emptier I actually felt. I eventually realized that what I was longing for was permission to stop performing. Did you hear me when I said that? What I realized is that what I actually was longing for was the permission to stop performing. I desperately wanted to actually be seen without the mask. I wanted to bring my full authentic self to the workplace, but I didn't feel safe enough to do so. I didn't feel like if I didn't perform in the way they expected me to, that I would be seen enough and be valued enough for who I truly was. Here's what I learned. Being seen is not something that you earn. It's something that you allow. You don't have to shrink to make other people comfortable. You don't have to overachieve to make your presence matter. You don't have to perform peace when your soul feels heavy. That is so key. You don't have to perform in a way that is peaceful for everybody else when your soul feels heavy. You know when I felt that the most? During COVID-19. You know when I felt that the most? During the racial upheavals and the tension when George Floyd was murdered. And even that, right? How often have we felt safe enough and comfortable enough to say how we really feel? Real visibility doesn't come through perfection. It comes through honesty. Here's another thing that I learned. When you show up as yourself, soft, sacred, and real, you give other women permission to do the exact same thing. And when I tell you so many women need that permission, they're just waiting for you to be the first one to show them that it's okay. Here's what happens. You become a mirror, not of success, but of wholeness. So what does that look like? I'm gonna read you a list of things that I wrote down that I want us to talk through, okay? So what does that look like? It looks like choosing to be in spaces where your softness is protected, not tolerated. It looks like saying I'm not okay and letting that be enough. It looks like letting your voice shake and still speaking. It looks like taking up space mentally, emotionally, spiritually, without apology. This kind of visibility is not loud, it's not for show, but it's for your freedom. The more you allow yourself to be seen, the less you need external validation to confirm your worth. So, here is our sweet reset for today. Here's the question I have for us. Where in your life are you still trying to earn being seen? And what would it look like to drop the performance just a little this week? Let your wholeness speak. Even in quiet, even in pause, even in your not yet. You have permission to be whole. You have permission to be seen. So if this episode landed in your chest, I need you to share a note with me in the comment and let me know what is one way this week that you're ready to stop performing and finally be seen. And until next week, please don't forget to take up your space.